Hey artists, welcome to week 3 of our portfolio mastery. This is going to be a fun week. You're going to start really digging in with some materials and testing things out to really see what's going to make your style stand out. It's going to make your style communicate your mission statement and your goals. And this is where we really start to kind of explore and have a little bit more fun with materials, since you've gotten a lot of the writing and understanding what your mission is and your goals are. We've kind of got that established. Now we can get in here and have a little fun. So here we go. Developing your style and keeping it cohesive and cohesion. Why is this important? Where to begin, choosing your look and exploration, selecting your materials, and being cohesive. So these are our main topics for this little presentation. So let's jump right into why is a cohesive style important? Well, it's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, as you're developing a portfolio, you want your portfolio to represent one artist, yourself, with one voice, yours, and not other people's styles and voices. So, number one, this is important because people looking to hire you are going to know what to expect. So if you have a portfolio of 10 pieces and 4 or 5 of them look completely different, it's going to look like it was done by 4 different artists with 4 different mission statements or inspirations. And people looking to hire you, they're not really going to know what artist is going to show up. They don't really know what to fully expect. But if you have a portfolio that has your own style and it's consistent and cohesive throughout the portfolio, they're gonna know and understand who you are as an artist, and they're more likely to hire you. 2, you're going to separate yourself from the basic pack. So those basic artists that follow trends on Instagram, or they don't have their own style, so they just kind of copy things. You're not going to be one of those artists. You're gonna be separate from them all. Let them kind of fight over being trendy while you're out there, establishing yourself as a working professional. And number 3, more repeat clients. So if somebody, buys work from you or hires you to do a job, they're more likely to come back to you because you've already established that relationship, that they like who you are and what you do and what you represent, and you've done a project for them once before or sold something to them once before. More likely to come back to you because they know who you are and what you represent as an artist. Number 4, if you're a younger artist, if you're still like high school or thinking about going to college, college entrance, sometimes that can be competitive. Not every college accepts every student. So if you have a really good style, a lot of art colleges are looking for that. They want to see that you stand out. Going back to that idea of the basic pack, you're not lumped in with 50 other kids applying for college that year. You're different. It's going to help your AP scores, your Scholastic scholarship. So all of those 3 right there are more for like the younger artists, but they're looking for individuality, creativity, style, and cohesive portfolios. And 5, if you're already looking to kind of get more established in galleries and exhibitions, they're more likely to accept you because you can demonstrate that you have a style and a portfolio that's cohesive as well. So where to begin? Our week 1 worksheet and our week 2 worksheet, those are always going to be sort of our jump off point, our diving board, if you will, just kind of splashing down into our everything else that we do in this course. But they're super important. That's why we did that work. Because when you're developing a style, you're going to want to know like what inspires you as an artist and where you feel like you're going in your life as an artist. And that leads us to our week 3 worksheet, which you should have a PDF of. And really what we're trying to do here is we're trying to match up like words and phrases from your inspirations and your mission statement with like a visual or an aesthetic that could go along with them. So I put a few examples in here. Like if you want your work to be, maybe you're thinking about doing graphic design and you want your work to have more like of a bold social commentary. like you wrote that down in your mission statement or your inspirations. Over in the other column where we're going to write, the aesthetic of how you could represent that visually, you're looking at maybe like high contrast or propaganda art or limited color palettes. And those things are going to be the things that you're going to try to incorporate into your style as you start developing that style. So those 3 worksheets, 2 of them you've already done, but just want you to review them. The third one, I want you to fill that one out just so you have a better idea of really kind of going to that next phase, which is understanding a little bit more of the mood. So as you're filling this out, let me get to here first. As you're filling this thing out, these items are good things to be thinking about. So the mood of your art is very important. And so based on your mission statement, what mood should people feel when they look at your art? All right. Or your inspirations, like what are you inspired by as an artist, and how are you going to kind of share that with people? And your customers and clients. So you want to start thinking, who is your demographic of your potential buyers, and what aesthetics do they value? So maybe you're thinking about going into graphic design and you really want to work more with like organic companies or companies that are more like sustainable or earth friendly. So you already kind of have that established in your mind that those are the clients you want to do graphic design for. We'll start thinking about what they value, who that demographic is, that are going to be buying those products, and how you can start developing a line of maybe it's packaging or logo design or whatever that can go and accompany what your customer and clients would be looking for. So that's a good place to kind of think about, instead of just developing a style because you think it looks cool, but like, hey, who wants to use this? Who wants to buy this? Who wants to use you as an artist? And also think about your strengths already. So start with materials you're already good with using or familiar with, and stay away from the things that you don't like or don't think are going to fit your style. So if you hate charcoal or you've never used a tablet, don't waste your time learning a new thing or trying to overcome a huge struggle. This isn't the time, this is a 9-week course, so it's a little bit more like focused to kind of get you going. So think of what you're already really good at. Here's a look at my inspiration sheet, and we can kind of talk about how I incorporated this in here. So these are the things that these 3 middle ones here: setting an era, energy, and architecture. These are the 3 main things that inspired my fine art portfolio. And so in architecture, I was more into like kind of the urban setting of that. Energy, I was more into like the colors and the saturation side of that, and the textures. Setting an era, I'm a little bit more into like creating atmosphere and a little bit of a retro feel to that. So then I would go into my work 3 worksheet, and I might just start writing some of these things down. All right. And I'd also kind of write my mission, and my story was, being inspired by a trip to New York when I was 18, when I went there on a Greyhound bus for about 3 weeks, and just kind of talk about what was important to me, what I was inspired by, and how I want to share that with people, and coming up with, different ways that I could express that in my art, and writing those down on that week 3 worksheet. Then you're going to start choosing some materials to explore that. All right. And so this is my very first sketch I ever did from that portfolio. And then I just kind of kept developing it. I tried a few things out. That was colored pencil. I tried some acrylics with some found objects. I tried some printmaking stuff. Along the way, you're going to really start to develop what it is that matches more with your intentions of your mission statement, and you're really going to kind of flesh things out and develop a really nice style. So kind of going into what your homework is for the week, you're going to do your developing style worksheet, look at your mission statement, look at your inspirations, put down some key phrases in one column, and the other column, start filling out how you could relate that to an aesthetic. Think about your mood of your art, your potential clients, your strengths as an artist already, and stay away from things that you don't think are going to help you develop a cohesive style. Then you're going to choose a sketch that you started in week 2. You should have fleshed out like a few sketch ideas already. Choose one, and you're going to begin working on 2 drafts, 2 final drafts of that sketch, and you're going to explore some different tools and materials along the way, and maybe some different styles and color palettes with that as well. And then we're really next week, we're going to go through and we're really going to start to look at like what's working with those and what's not working. And then we're going to pick out we're going to keep filtering things out. And then we're going to work on those strengths coming up in week 4. So I'm excited I think this is a fun part to be in right now. As a young artist is developing your style. I'm super excited for you. And I will see you guys next week.